Okay, Frugivore, here we are on Unnatural Vegan's YouTube channel. And a few of you have told me that she's made reaction videos to the videos I made on her, the 2 videos I made on her. And as you can see, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4. So she has 4 responses to my 2 videos, and there's actually a couple of hours of video content there. A couple of hours. And I'm not going to click on these videos, and I think to some of you, it's going to be instantly obvious why I wouldn't click on them, but we're going to talk about that more soon. And it seems like I'm bringing her a lot more views, right? 69,000, 86,000, 42, and that's because she has built her channel a lot on making videos about me, basically. So she has gathered a lot of individuals who want to talk about Freelee, and that's quite flattering. It is. You can see the views here, 27, 19, 17. Yeah. So she wasn't getting a lot of views until basically, yeah, she started talking about me. That's really pumped them up. I know there's a lot of controversy when it comes to myself and Swayze, because basically she's been following me around for years and, you know, trying to discredit me. And this is no different, is it? This is no different, because if we have a look at these thumbnails, and the titles, I'm disgusted. I'm honestly disgusted. Okay? Because let's have a look at some of these. Freelee thinks I'm a sneaky witch. I've never said that I think she's a sneaky witch. This is really like, and you can see, you know, she's got this kind of mocking outfit in the thumbnail and like looking like a witch. And I find this quite disturbing, actually. And then we go to the last one. Freelee thinks I'm ugly. And I am blown away by this, okay? Because this is so manipulative and dishonest. This is a character assassination. And this is something that she talks about, you know, often how it's bad to attack someone's character. And this is a roundabout way of doing it by twisting what I actually said and essentially misquoting me by saying, I think she's ugly. And the horrible thing about this, the biggest problem I have with this is actually in the video, I said that I think she looks beautiful. She looked beautiful and radiant and thriving on a raw food lifestyle. This is her honest experience. I think she's like beautiful on raw. I really do. You know, like, and it doesn't have to be just her external appearance, but she is glowing. She is radiant. And I think you can see that. That's the tragedy of this. And for her to then like twist that to say that I think she's ugly is horrible. I don't think she's ugly. I've never said that. And you can see she's using the wording thinks, not says, because I didn't say that. So she's pretending to get into my head and know exactly what I'm thinking and then put that out to the public. And you can see the reason that she is choosing this hyperbole, you know, this exaggeration. She just wants it to be fully, controversial to get people to click. It's essentially clickbait she's using. Hate clickbait, I would call it. It's essentially media slander. She's slandering me here by saying I think she's ugly. You know, it's like, you know, when I said she looked beautiful, okay? So it's like you saying, wow, it's a beautiful sunny day. And someone turning around and saying, oh, so that means you must hate when it rains. It's like, no, I didn't say that. I just said it was a beautiful sunny day. Can you see the problem here? You know, she's basically placing like a red herring in there to influence the viewer before they even click on the video to build this sort of like hatred towards Freelee, you know, this negative vibe towards Freelee before they even click on the video. So they're like, oh, what? She's horrible. She thinks Swayze is ugly. And Swayze will say, oh, well, I didn't say that she said that. I said she thinks that. But can you see the manipulation here? People just remember that. And they're like, oh, you know, like Freelee just thinks people are ugly. She's like a horrible person. And I've had this forever. I've had this like misrepresentation, this dishonesty for a long, long time, this manipulation. And I think even Swayze's fans, a lot of them would agree with this assessment because she's like often talking about ad hominems and character assassinations. This is what I've heard. She's often talking about them as a bad argument, basically. You know, when you have a poor argument, then you bring the individual's, you know, character into it in one way or another. And you can see how she's done that, because people think, oh, well, Freelee's a bad person because she thinks that Swayze's ugly, and she thinks that she's a witch, and she thinks that she's a bad mum. So these are things that I haven't said. I haven't even called her a drug addict. So if you have a look at this, Freelee thinks I'm a bad mum. She's got in the thumbnail abuser. So you can see she's playing this victim mentality as well. She's saying to her audience, like, oh, Freelee's like being horrible to me. Freelee's like calling, you know, saying I'm all these things. Freelee is making out that I'm an abuser, that I'm a bad mum. And did I specifically say she's a bad mum in the video? Like she's sort of quoting me on? No, this is what I said.
Tater tots, because they don't come with fries or anything, which is such garbage. How do you sell a burger or sandwich or something that doesn't come with a side?
Deep fried. So she's really just going into the deep fried there.
Usually I get like the cookies and cream one, or sometimes a strawberry, one of those, but I just want a vanilla, no whipped cream.
All right. So it sounds like she's talking about dessert here, that she got dessert. Cookies and cream, something sweet, right? Because she's not getting enough sweet fruit in her day. She used to when she was raw.
Anything, so shared that with toddler, a little bit with tiny baby, who was really upset.
The tiny baby seems to be just eating the same junk food diet as her, which is quite upsetting and irresponsible. So did you recognize the twist of the words here? You saw, you heard, I didn't call her a bad mum, okay? This is about her actions being irresponsible, and I stand by that. If you're going to feed your tiny baby junk food, then yes, that is irresponsible. Does that make her a bad mum? Look, there is a lot of things that go into obviously being a mum, and I'm not going to make that judgment on her being an all-round bad mum, but her actions in that moment were irresponsible, yes. Did I call her an abuser? No, of course I didn't. But you can see how she twists things so much that she makes it about her character rather than the action being irresponsible. And the drug addict, I didn't say she's a drug addict, but it has a different vibe, doesn't it? Yes, she is addicted to drugs, and you could surmise that, oh, that makes you a drug addict. But you see, using that term drug addict versus addicted to drugs has more power, doesn't it? But this is not what I said. And I want you to know that her using the words thinks versus says is very important to make this distinction. This is media slander. Okay, this is not true. This is attacking my character. This is making me out to be a terrible person. And it's so highly hypocritical for her to represent me like this when she herself talks about, you know, not liking to be misrepresented and how character assassination, it's like a weak argument. Basically, you don't have, you know, good arguments. It's dishonest. It's dishonorable. It shows a lack of integrity. It's not inviting discussion, but it's basically inviting hate towards me. And of course, in the comments, I'm not going to look, but it's going to be like a hate fest because a lot of individuals know me. You know, Swayze has about 50 million views on her channel, and it's almost as old as mine, and mine has like 7 times more views. And I've got many articles in the mainstream. So a lot of individuals know me. So of course they're going to click on the video, and it's going to be a lot of people disagreeing with me, and that's fine. People can disagree, but this character assassination is very unnecessary. If you go to have a look at my thumbnail on her, okay, so this is the thumbnail that I initially did, and this is the title, Freelee reacts to unnatural vegan, what I eat in a day. And in the thumbnail, I put this, what I eat in a day is highly problematic, which it is. And I put the caffeine mincer and a picture of her. There's no character attacks here. There's no manipulation of the truth. There's no twisting of reality to influence the individual before they click on the video. And then the other one, this one, 1,400 calories, unripe bananas, coffee, coffee, coffee. And that is what it's all about in the video. She eats around 1,400 calories. She eats unripe bananas. She drinks a whole lot of coffee, and Freelee reacts to unnatural vegan trying her old raw vegan diet. There's no misrepresentation and twisting here. So you can see she has a poor argument. And I haven't even looked at the videos, okay? But the fact that the thumbnails are like this, I just know that I'm dealing with a dishonest individual who is lacking integrity and lacking a good argument, basically. That's why people do attack your character. You know, it's just the thumbnails are very mocking and belittling, and it's just, yeah, straw man fallacy, basically, deliberately twisting what I'm saying, misrepresenting my statements just to serve her agenda. It's media slander. And I find it like just pure mudslinging and very, very immature, right? Very, very immature. I noticed that she has this walking chemical experiment. So I didn't actually call her a walking chemical experiment, but this is, again, more twisting. I mean, it's quite flattering to have your quote on another individual's shirt, right? She seems to be quite focused on me. She's put my quote on her shirt. I mean, it's very powerful what you obviously wear around, what you say about yourself. So if you're going to call yourself a walking chemical experiment and wear a shirt confirming that, what do you think your reality is going to turn into? What kind of life do you think you're going to live? What reality are you going to create? Please keep that in mind. So remember, I haven't actually said these things, and that's why she's using the word thinks. And can you see how that influences what an individual thinks? Before they click on the actual video, they're like, oh, you know, you build this kind of animosity already towards Freelee because the individual just thinks, oh, well, Freelee must have said that, because this is the manipulation that Swayze brings to the table. And yeah, obviously it's lies, it's dishonest, it's manipulative, it's low integrity, it's very hypocritical, and it's just slander at the end of the day. It doesn't invite any sort of discussion. It just basically mocks and belittles me and also slanders me. And I find this really just unacceptable. And she should change the titles. If she had any integrity, she would change the titles at the very least. Anyway, I'm going to bring a video talking about Swayze's book, so hang about for that. Anyway, don't forget to go fruit yourself. Don't be like Swayze and don't fruit yourself.